Today's topic terrorism in India, which has been discussed to us. Terrorism is an illegal activities. It is a big problem, not in India but also in the whole world. So that's why it is a universal problem. And because of terrorism, many people have died and affected also. The terrorists have their own intention. Someone like creating fear among the people and get some attention of media and get some money easily. I collected some data of attacks in India. India has faced a lot of attacks till now, like that 2001 Parliament attack, 2002 Akshardham in Gujarat attack, and 2005 Pathankot airbase attack, and 2000 you know very well 26/11 where attack on Taj Hotel in Mumbai, where 171 people were killed, including with citizen and security forces, and 2016 Uri attack, and 2019 Pulwama attack, where 46 soldiers we have lost, and recently 2021 Sukma attack, where 31 soldiers we have lost. So I would like to mention the main causes of terrorism. First of all, lack of education. Second one is dissatisfaction to the government or country. Third of all, poverty. Second, all of unemployment, and last one is bad association. So I want your opinion that this topic. Thank you so much.
Gave our opinion, and I agree with you, and I want to tell about the originator of terrorism, and what is the terrorism. First of all, we understand terrorism is the ideology related to terrorists. The terrorists, they wanted to adaptation our ideology, and on the basis of religion they wanted to give the slogan like that, jihad, and they wanted to create the fear of people among the people because the ideology of this person related to I want to tell about the origination of terrorism. It's originated about the Cold War, when after Second World War was ended, then America and Russia they have fight to everyone, but not directly. They have take the base of terrorism. So when Russia attacked on the Afghanistan, so America did not want to attack the America, they did not want to fight with Russia, because if Russia attacked to America and America attacked to Russia, then every world has affected, and all world they faced the Second World War, First World War. So all world did not want to face all next problems. So when Russia attacked to Afghanistan, then America support to Kabilai person and the organization of Hizbul Mujahideen, and they gave the weapon and money for fighting with the Russian armies. And the geographical condition of Afghanistan is not so good, and because the hill and valley and the vegetation and the rivers and the all geographical condition is very deep of Afghanistan. So the people who related to local areas, they know very well about this location, but the Russian armies, they do not want to know about very well in the location of Afghanistan. Afghanistan land. So when America supported to Hizbul Mujahideen organization, so they fight to a Russian army and they outside to a Russian army. After that, a person who related to his organization, that's name Osama bin Laden. So Osama bin Laden attacked on a tower related to New York, when I think more than 1500 people had died. So then America understand that the terrorist who cannot be related to any person or any organization, and they can do anything. Because of the ideology of terrorism, they wanted to adaptation of our ideology on the basis of religion, on the basis of fair. So then America understand the actual things of terrorism. After that, there are many organizations created in whole world, like that ISIS and Lashkar-e-Taiba, Lashkar-e-Mujahideen and Lashkar-e-Jhangvi and IS. There are many organizations created to ourselves, and they fight and they created to fair to among the person. And second is that if we are tell about the India, so there are many types of terrorism. There are many types of terrorists related to India, like that Naxalwadi, Maowadi. They are also terrorism. So how created the Naxalwadi? I want to tell about the history of Naxalism. Naxalwadi is a village of related to West Bengal. When the people of these villages, they are very poor, and they were doing agricultural work. And when the main farmer of these villages, they are very targeted to person, and they did not want to give the salary of this person. So they collect to everyone, and they revenge of against of the farmer. So after that, the created of this organization Naxalwadi, then and day by day it's created as a organization, and the Chinese and Pakistan, they are supported to Naxalism, and they promoted to Naxalism day by day, and it's created in the few areas like that Sonbhadra in UP and Mirzapur and Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand. This is very sensitive zone of related to Naxalism. And then after, because our border and Nepal border, so there are no any expectation, and there are no any search. So this border is depend on the international relation, and our relation between our relation with Nepal is good. So China and Pakistan, they supply our weapons and they supply money on the border of Nepal. They had sent our weapon to India. So this is very dangerous thing for our society, for our country. And second is that what are the reason behind it, and what are the main factor related to terrorism, and how it's originated. So I want to tell about one by one. First of all, it's depend on the geographical location, because of in the every terrorist related to Middle East, and in the Middle East region like that Iraq, Iran, and it's originated in the Middle East of Asia, like that Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Egypt, and Afghanistan, and Pakistan. Because they have not resources to surviving life, to survive our life, so they are taking a weapon. And second is that on the basis of religion, they want to adapt our religion. They wanted to adapt our religion to among the all people of the world. And third is that lack of education, as you sir said that, because they have lack of education. So if they do not want to come in the figure of whole world, and if they do not want to connect with the other person, so we can not remove the terrorism. So we can improve the education system of these countries and of these organizations and of these people. So they are connected to, if they are connected to other person around the world, so we can improve the terrorism. And there are many countries, they are very affected, like that Syria and Iraq, Lebanon, Misr, and and Jordan and Afghanistan and Pakistan and Uzbekistan and Mongolia. So these are countries, they are very affected to terrorism. So we can improve if we want to improve the system and the terrorism. So first of all we want to improve the education system, and we have to give the employment, because unemployment is the basic problem of the terrorism. If they have no resources, they have no money, so this is the compulsion to take the weapon against the government and against the people. Before some time I said that I gave the example of Naxalwadi, because of the farmer of this village, they targeted to labor very well, so they collect to everyone and they connected to everyone. After that they taking weapon. So this was the very dangerous for us.
Our society, they take volunteer way to create lot of fears between our society and our country, and they are not good for our society. So we should, they are actually against, they are doing work against government, na? So they are actually harassed. Sometimes they are actually harassed by government and policies of government, so they don't like government and they want to stabilize their own government in any country. So because of that they are enhance their activity. Sometimes they plant bombs and they kill peoples, so they make lot of fear between society. Thank you.
So there are many organizations created to related the terrorism, and like that Naga Frontier Web and Bodoland organization and Maoism and Naxalism and ISIS and Indian Mujahideen, and there are many organizations created in India, and there are many states are very affected to terrorism, like that Jammu and Kashmir. This is very affected to ISIS, and Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim and Assam. These states they are very affected to Maoism. Maoism is the ideology of China, Chinese ideology, and China also sent the weapon, and China supported to the people, and the people they make organization and they take weapon against our Indian government. So this is the matter of Indian internal security, and this is the very dangerous for us and for our country. And third is that Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand and UP, these states are related to Naxalism, and the Naxalism ideology is very dangerous for us and the people who take the weapon against the government, and they are living in forest, and they are surviving our life, and they are supported by other countries like that Pakistan and China and Gulf countries. So this is very dangerous for us, and if we want to remove the terrorism of India, then first of all we can give the क्या होगा सर, लालच, क्या greed. So we can give the greed, and we can connect to all people, and we can promote the education. If we promote education, then they can connect to with all persons, so we can reduce the terrorism of India. And second is that this is the matter of internal security and outer security. So we can maintain our internal security, and our khufia agencies like that CBI and CID and NIA and IB. These khufia agencies are very active, because if they give the good information and the proper time, so we can take the action against the terrorism, and we can improve this system.
Terrorism in India has a long history. It is a cowardly act by the terrorist group who wish the disturb the space of the country. It aims to create of the state of the prince amongst the people. They want to keep the people in the constant state of fear to stop the country from proceedings.
Said after before some time. Terrorism is not only India, but also all countries are affected by this activity, these type of activities. If we talk about India, then India is very affected this type of activities like terrorism and naxalism. And if we talk about its reason, then educationless and lack of education and unemployment is the reason of these type of activities. If we talk about how can be improved these type of activities, then first of all we should improve the education system in our in India, and we should connect the people in mutual, and we should improve the patriot in our country, our nation. And the government should also increase these type of actions, and government should give many types of employment, and should make these he should make many types of policies against the terrorism. And talk about what is terrorism. Then terrorism, the definition of terrorism is not so easy to define it, because there is very controversial and very critical to describe the definition of terrorism. So how can we say what is terrorism? Then terrorism and terrorist, they are who takes many types of violence, and they fear in our society, and takes many problems against the system and the government system.
Removing the 370 Act from the Kashmir, the data is increased day by day. According to my point, a big hand of government is involved in the terrorism, because the government takes many injustice for the terrorist, for the children or any criminal, and they become terrorist, and they do attack any country in different places. Education, lack of education, it is main causes of terrorism, because many children do not get proper education, and they become terrorist, because they don't know it destroy their future, and it is very harmful for their after that. So I want to give my opinion. The government and the soldiers being counter terrorism, then one day a terrorist being fear and don't any terrorism activities in India or any country. That's my point.
It's also involved these type of activities like terrorism. So I agree with you, because if government is not involved in these activities, then how can they achieve the profit our party, and how did he increase our party system? So I think political parties and leaders are also involved in these activities, and they get support. They get support these type of terrorists.
And the government also to promote the terrorism, but I am not agree with you. We can't say that government also promote the terrorism, and this is the matter of our security reasons. And every government, they did not want to kill, and they do not want to lose our soldiers, and they do not want to lose our resources. And the government also launch many types of plans, and they make many types of policies, and they amplify in these regions. But India is a democratic country, and in this country we cannot promote one religion. And in the terrorists, maximum terrorists, they wanted to adopt the one religions. So government cannot promote the one religion. And the ideology of the Indian government is secularism. And in the secularism, we cannot promote to any particular religion and any particular person and any particular organizations. So if government also want to remove this types of action, but if you don't want to connect with normal people, so we cannot do anything. And second is that there are no passion to take the weapon against the government and against the people. There are no passion of any persons. This is the compulsion. When a person they are tortured by other person and other government employed and other organization, any organization. So this is our compulsion to take the action against the government and any organization. Like that, if you want to so you can see the movie of Bandit Queen, Phulan Devi and Pan Singh Tomar. This is the best example for this. So we cannot say that, and we cannot blame to government that government also involved in these activities and government also promote of these activities.
Soldiers being terrorism, counter-terrorism. So government is not directly include in the terrorism. It is indirectly include because they take many injustice from the by the people, and they choose the wrong way and they become a terrorist. You know very well. Many political parties is involved, and many Islamic peoples are involved in these activities. Many terrorism activities are generated in the Jammu Kashmir. I don't say directly involved of government. It is indirectly. Government should take prevent to this problem and solve this problem, to take many strictly step by the terrorist and prevent it that.
And the policy of government and all political parties, they fight to elections on the basis of religion. So this type of policy, divide and rule, this type of policy is very dangerous for our country and for us. Before some time when Britishers come, they adopted this type of policy, divide and rule, and they ruled to Indian people, and that was very dangerous for us. So now this policy are also adaptation of these political parties. You know that very well. And the government, we cannot say that the government support to terrorism, but some people and some organization they are also supporting to terrorism because they wanted to promote ourselves, and they wanted to come in a power on the basis of these activities. So we cannot blame directly to government support of terrorism.
They are promoting terrorism for their benefits and for their needs. No, they actually put up the local problems of that country, and they enhance the problem, and they want to create a rumor and lot of noise against the government, because they want to weak the policies and wants to weak the government of that country. So when the country will become weak, and they overruled on that country and use resources of that country. We have example like Iran. Americans overruled on their country and used their resources like oils and petroleums. And when they used all resources of that country, they put off your tents and go back to your home. So we should worry about that things. Our terrorists should worry about that thing, thinking for what reason other people support them. They think about their policies. Kill their peoples, their own peoples. They attack on schools. So this is not good for any society. So terrorists should worry about that things.
One is political terrorism, which created panic on the legal cells, and another one of the criminal terrorism, which deals in kidnapping to take ransom money. Politically, terrorism is such more curricular than criminals terrorism, because it is done by will trained person. It is thus becomes difficult for law enforcing actions to arrest them in time. Terrorism spread at the national level as well as to international level. Renewal terrorism is the most violent among all, because the terrorism think that dying as a terrorist is sacred and holy, and thus they are willing to do anything. All this terrorist group are met with a different purpose.
School can help.
Just the use of criminal violence to force our government policy change. Defense against terrorism is difficult because of terrorism surprise advantage.
Yes, correct, sir. Few jihadi mentality people are promoting these type of activities like terrorism. I am agree with because if they are not promoting these type of activities, then how can he creating our image in global view?
How can they create their image?
Yes, sir. So then I can say it. Few jihadi mentality people are promoting these type of activities and influencing few uneducated and unemployment youth, and they are using in our profit. So they are disturbing their life and their career. So this is the main reason of increasing the terrorism.
Go on it root cases to ensure that no child has to become a terrorism in the future.
For a healthy group discussion, we want to give conclusion of these topics, and as my friends and all said that about the terrorism, and they gave our opinion one by one, and after that I want to give the conclusion of this topic. So first of all, if we want to remove this type of activities, so we adopted the policy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, like that every family, every earth is my family. They don't understand that, and they are divided on the basis of religion, and they understand that this is the Hindu and this is the Muslim and this is the sick and receive the same. So this type of policy, if we can live, then we can improve this system and we can reduce the terrorism. And second is that awareness is the most important factor to reduce this type of activities. If every person had aware and every person have know about our right, so they can understand about the actual of constitutional right. So if they don't know about very well, so they cannot give and they cannot involve in this type of activities. And third is that government also a healthy plan and for these activities, and government also provide some facilities like that, medical facilities and unemployment problems and education problems, and the government want to connect to every person with the all persons. So
And
this is the
this is very important to equal salary.
Yes, equal salary.
Usually the people are just fighting for the equal salary. Right?
Yes.
So the salary should be equal. Doesn't matter the position are different, right?
Yes.
This is very important. I hope so.
Yes. And fourth is that the government maintain our internal security and outer security. And fifth is that government maintain our khufia agencies like that, NIA, IB, CBI, CID, this type of agencies. They are very active and they give the message at the proper time. So government takes the action against of this terrorism and against the terrorists. So there are many points. That's why we can reduce the terrorism, because this type of activity, this is not beneficial for us, and this type of activity they can destroy our society and our country and our proper reputations. So this is not good things. Thank you so much.
Clear for me.